Clay Douglas, the Free American.
Good to see you. Welcome to Arizona.
Thank you very much. I understand you've spotted a few things on Google Earth for me.
Yeah, we checked out a few things on Google Earth.
Now, this can't be true that there's black helicopters in one spot. I mean, you're not one of those that says there's black helicopters out there.
I've been accused of that.
I'll be darned.
Let's see what you got.
All right,
let's take a
come
look.
on in here. Get back and go lay down. Go on, go on.
What do you got over here at Penal Park?
Well, we've got a lot of white planes, large white planes, and they say Evergreen Air on the top of them. Now, when you see them spraying whatever it is they're spraying over us, leaving the chemtrails, you can't see the markings on the plane. Generally they don't have any markings whatsoever. They're white on the bottom. And they park them right out here. Evergreen Air kind of took over from Air America.
Well, Air America was dealing with the drugs, the opium.
Well,
That was from Central America and the Golden Triangle.
Well, no, from Central America it was cocaine, and then from
Southeast Asia.
the Southeast Asia it was heroin.
And today it's Afghanistan with Leon Panetta, head of the CIA.
So Air America is called
Evergreen Air now. That's the and that's located at the Penal Air Park just north of Tucson here, a few miles. We pulled this up on Google Earth. Now, I've been to the air park and rode up to the gate, and they won't let anybody in. Now, they will let somebody come in on a helicopter or a plane, but I'm told that they have an armed guard right there.
Well, I asked if we could come in and go on the helicopters, on the helicopter rides.
Yeah?
They said there isn't any helicopters here. This isn't the
Must be the airport down the way.
We've got a group up in Phoenix that is investigating this, and they're talking with the EPA, they're talking with the state, and the levels, what is being sprayed on us is aluminum and barium. And the levels of barium in the water, in the air, and in our blood streams is way above what is safe. This is Penal Air Park. It's in Marana, which is just north of Tucson. And this is the Penal Air Park. You can see all of the planes here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is an awful lot of planes for just a county air park.
I understand some years ago, because of the forest fires in Tucson, they came and asked them to assist them on putting out the fires, and they said, no, that's just a cover. They're not for firefighting.
That's
Who
right.
said
And
that?
you'll find that on a Wikipedia story under Evergreen International. It's common knowledge.
Now, if we go in here, you can see all of the planes. And some of them, this is interesting, that these planes have an orange stripe. Some of them have an orange stripe on the top, but from the bottom, you can't see anything.
They're still white.
And if we scan on some of these, I believe you'll be able to
You think you've reached the mother lode here?
yes. Now,
So these would be the craft that would be poisoning us?
yes. I did the first film on chemtrails back about 8 to 10 years ago. And we really haven't had much more information come out. They have a cover story that they're feeding the pilots that they have to do this geoengineering in order to keep the whole human race from being destroyed by increased radiation.
It's not global warming?
No,
They say
it's not. It's not about. That's not the cover story. The cover story is that the radiation from the sun is increasing, and they have to put this cover down to prevent the radiation from the sun from killing all the life on Earth and the planets and the people.
You're talking about they're killing the trees, they're killing the fish, the birds, the animals, the sea animals, the otters.
The best example of what they're really doing to us is that they have put out a warning on Mount Shasta, Mount Rainier, don't eat the snow. And it is contaminated with aluminum. The aluminum, that means that your water supplies here are also being contaminated with aluminum. But they did that to us long before the chemtrails started, when they started adding aluminum byproducts called fluoride into our water. This is compounding it. You know, I believe the chemtrails started out as basically a kind of a cover.
Now that reduces IQ and fertility.
That's right.
And Hitler used it as a mollifier to reduce people's humanity so that they were more controllable.
That's right. And obviously it's working. A few years back, I went up to Phoenix, and I had my video out on chemtrails. I had my video out on chemtrails, and I had this picture on the cover of my magazine, Free American Magazine. And I got there about 6 o'clock in the morning, and they started spraying. It was a beautiful, cloudless day in Phoenix. 6 o'clock in the morning, they started spraying. By noon, they had crisscrossed the whole sky, filled the sky with a checkerboard pattern of chemtrails, and then it started spreading. By noon, it was a cloudy day. While they were doing that, I was playing the barker at the flea market. Now, folks, step right up. What's happening right now, right above your heads, is what this video is about. It's what this issue of the Free American is about. And look up, see what they're doing to you. Look up, see what they're doing to you.
Well, this is actually an execution process. It's a slow kill. People are coming down slowly so that they don't see the blood in the street or the knife in the back or the bullet in the chest. They're doing it through poison. We may have hit the mother lode. This is really the poison pill that's taking down America. This is really an execution. This is a slow kill. It's deliberate. And those millions of organizations, these ostriches, we went by an ostrich farm coming down here, these legislators that pass everything that goes over their table wrapped in a so-called environment, where they're making all the laws uniform. They're preparing for a North American Union. Under the guise of the environment, they're creating, they're Sovietizing the local cities and counties in preparation for the North American Union. But where the real ecology is being damaged deliberately in our own skies by our own leaders, they can't see it for the life of them.
Gary, they are not allowed to talk about this. This is a plan of the world government. And we've been in this country, in the United States, we've been under the world government of the banksters, by the banksters, and for the banksters since 1933. I can give you the exact dates, I can give you the laws. Since Roosevelt passed the Banking Act of 1933 on May 8th of 1933, we have been property of the international banksters. Now, they've written it in stone that they want to reduce the world's population to a manageable 500 million. That would be about 1 million elite and 499 million slaves. Economic slaves. This is what everything that has transpired since then is. You know, in the Reese Commission, they went and interviewed the Ford Foundation. And they were told that their job was to meld us, make us compatible with the Soviet Union.
That statement was made by Rowan Gaither, who said that their purpose was to so alter the United States that it would comfortably merge with the Soviet Union. They're Sovietizing the United States, and they're killing us as wildly as Stalin did under the cover of the environment and using the slow doses of aluminum, whether it's injected, whether it comes from the skies or it's poured in the water. And in his book, Ecoscience, he advocates doctoring the food and the water for imposing sterility, right out of his book, and that's exactly what they're doing. These are Malthusians and killers.
Are we talking about America's Dr. Joseph Mengele?
It is. And this is killing in mass, as mass as they can get. You know, the gassing in World War I, or the in the fields, or the gassing in the camps. This is unmatched in any time in history ever before. They're Malthusian.
So this whole plan for one world government of the banksters, by the banksters, and for the banksters, it was initiated right here. I've got the whole documentation in a lawsuit right here. In 1933. On December 26th of 1933, 49 Statute 3097, Treaty Series 881, Convention on the Rights and Duties of the State, stated Congress replaced statutes with international law, placing all states under international law under the Uniform Commercial Code.
In five words, what are we talking about here?
We're talking about a one world government of the banksters, by the banksters, and for the banksters. Now you can call them whatever you want. You can call them communists, you can call them fascists, you can call them anything you want. But all of our intelligence agencies, all of the drugs that are being smuggled, these planes that are spraying us right now, and responsible for smuggling, they're bringing the drugs in from Afghanistan right now. They did the same thing in Vietnam. They loaded the heroin into containers and brought them over here.
Now,
and they loaded them into planes and brought them over here.
This is Tucson, Arizona?
This is Tucson, Arizona.
Is this supposed to be a conservative state?
It's we did make some progress. We passed a law against the illegals, allowing police to pick up illegals, and a federal judge made that null and void, put a hold on it. So the United States government is suing the state of Arizona right now, and this document here is what they're doing on it. 1481 stated that once an oath of office is taken, citizenship is relinquished. Thus, you become a foreign entity, agency, or state. That means every public office is a foreign state, including all political subdivisions, and U.S. Title 22, USC, Foreign Relations and Intercourse, Chapter 1, identifies all public officials as foreign agents. Section 15A states that the United States is a federal corporation and not a government. And that includes judiciary procedural section. The United States federal government has been dissolved by the Emergency Banking Act, March 9, 1933, 48 Statute 1, Public Law 89-719, declared by President Roosevelt, being bankrupt and insolvent, H.J.R. 192, 73rd Congressional Session, June 5, 1933, the joint resolution to suspend the gold standard and abrogate the gold clause, dissolve the sovereign authority of the United States and the official capacities of all United States officers and departments, and is further evidence that the United States federal government exists today in name only. The receivers of the United States bankruptcy are the international bankers. Anthony, this is what I've been telling my listeners, my readers for years, that we are in a one world government of the banksters, by the banksters, and for the banksters, and the people are slaves. The people are economic slaves. They have refined the art of slavery to the point that slaves don't know they're slaves. I'm not a slave. I can go get my pickup and go get a beer. Watch. U.S. House Member Jim Traficant speaking in 1993, March 17th, 1993. He said, The constitutional Republican form of government is now dissolved. The receivers of the bankruptcy have adopted a new form of government for the United States. This new form of government is known as a democracy, being an established socialist, communist order under a new governor for America. The act was instituted and established by transferring or placing the office of the Secretary of the Treasury to that of the Governor of the International Monetary Fund. Since the inception of central banking, they have controlled the fates of nations. The Federal Reserve System is a sovereign power structure separate and distinct from the federal United States government. Prior to 1913, most Americans owned clear allodial title to property, free and clear of any liens or mortgages, until the Federal Reserve Act of 1913 hypothecated all property within the United States to the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve, in which the stockholders held legal title. We are in a communist form of government and have been since 1913. Every plank on the Communist Manifesto intact. They just call communism democracy.